In this video, we will look at how we can integrate Maven to this project so that we can start building our jar files. So click on this project, com.modernjava.module, click on this module and right click and click on add framework support. And then select Maven and click OK. So now it created a pom.xml or Maven file with group ID, artifact ID and version. So it will create a com.modernjava.module.client 1.0 file if we execute this and create a package. Now let's do the same thing for this one. Right click, new or add framework support, click on Maven. Okay, and you can see that it created the pom.xml file. Enable auto import, and then here also add framework support Maven. So now we have created Maven files under every project. There is a small change which we have to make to the Maven file, because here the default version, if I click over here and then projects and then settings and then search for Maven, then it is using the Maven 3, which is Maven 3.6.1. We need to move to the version 3.8.1 because at 3.8.1 it starts supporting the modules. So from here what we'll do is that we'll copy pom.xml and we'll copy this properties, this build. So this is saying that I need 3.8.1 plugin for this, and also over here and also copy this inside this one. Let's see. Now also we need to copy other things. We need to copy these properties because Maven, the default configuration for Maven is to build using Java version 6 or 7. So we are basically telling Maven compiler to use at least 9, and we have to copy this in all 3 of them. And file save all. Okay, so our Maven is almost ready. There is one more dependency which we have to add in the com.module.client, and we'll be looking for that in later on. So but now let's run this consumer and producer. So here you will see the life cycle event. So let's click on clean. So it will clean the project, and let's click on package. So you can see that it basically built this building jar, and the jar is built, which is this jar, and it is in this location. Now for producer, same thing for producer, clean, and then package. Now let's start running clean and package on client. So now it is saying that Java module not found, com.modernjava.module.producer. So here modules are not supported at language 5. So click on module setting and and then click on sources, and then make sure that language level is set up to 13. Anything above 9 is fine. Click apply, and same for consumer. And same for client. And then click OK. Now let's run this again. And package again. Okay. You may have to rebuild the project file, and then build and rebuild project. Okay. And there is one more thing which we need to add now, is that we need to add the dependencies, because inside the pom.xml we did not add the dependencies for these projects. So because now it is looking at Maven for the build, so we have to add the dependencies. Just copy this dependency section from the other project which I have implemented, and then just paste it over here. It is basically saying that this is dependent on, so this client is basically dependent on consumer and also on producer. Now let's build this project again. Save it and then build it. And let's clean it. So it is saying that module not found still. So what we can do is that we have not defined, so let's do the install first, so that it will install those files which we have created, jar files, so that those jar files, dependent files, will be available to the client. So let's click on install first, because what it will do is that it will move these snapshot files into the M2 directory, where all those, where this where the dependent client basically looks for all those jar files. So let's install this, and then also for consumer, also for producer. And let's file, and then build, and then rebuild project. Okay. Okay, so it is saying that add dependency on module com.module.producer. So it is basically giving me hints over there. So click over here, add dependency on module. We already added the dependencies, but somehow it didn't take effect. So now this is resolved. So now what we can do is that let's compile consumer, let's package consumer again, and package producer again. Okay, and also now package the client. First clean it, and then package it. So it finished successfully, so that's good. Now let's run the main client to see whether the application is working. Yeah, and it is working. So it's adding to the queue, and then it is taking from the queue. So both consumer, producer, and main client is working. But this is the end of this section, and I hope that in your future projects you will start using modules and start following the best practices. Thank you.